I hereby join this community with a commitment to the Worcester ethic, upholding academic and personal integrity, and a culture of honesty and trust in all my academic endeavors, social interactions, and official business of the college. I will submit only my original work and respect others and their property. I will not support by my actions or inactions the dishonest act of others. Unfortunately, these words of the Worcester ethic are forgotten by the majority of our campus. The signing of the Worcester ethic that happens our first year here is something that we don't take seriously enough. But if we change our behavior from passive to active, this can change. First, I'll explain to you what the problem is and how people aren't taking the ethics seriously enough. Then, the changes that can occur, what could go wrong, and the positive potential future that may be in store. The commitment that students make to the Worcester ethic is completely disregarded when students engage in acts like vandalism, academic violations, and disrespect. Imagine for a second you're walking out on a Saturday and Sunday morning, we've all been there, and you see broken beer bottles against the sidewalk. The person who broke that beer bottle probably isn't going to clean it up. And next to that broken beer bottle is a knocked over trash can. And I can guarantee you that the person who knocked over the trash can, it doesn't just belong to them, it belongs to the community. This is disrespectful to both the custodial and grounds crew that have to clean it up. Also, when students decide to cheat on an exam that you spent hours studying for, that's disregarding the part of the ethic that states that they will submit only their original work. Lastly, according to the Worcester ethic, or the Worcester website, there have been 133 drunk violations, if you will, from on campus, which is directly linked to vandalism. Lastly, as an RA, there's nothing worse than walking out of your door on a Sunday morning and seeing what was once your bulletin board is now in multiple pieces on the floor. At our bi-weekly residence life meetings, I've had other RAs confirm that they're a little perplexed as to why their bulletin board was ripped down, destroyed, and believe it or not, sometimes stolen. We also have been at moms, where we order, we sit down, we wait 5 minutes, we wait 10 minutes, and then finally we realize that maybe our chocolate shake was stolen. All of these acts are representative of the dishonest culture that seems to be forming, which goes directly against the honest culture that the Worcester ethic tries to instill. So, is it a big deal? Is it worth worrying about? Well, if you're a student, yes. The value of your diploma could be degraded or enhanced by how people interact on this campus. Student tuition money sometimes goes towards vandalism, and the majority of the students who pay that are innocent. According to the area director of one of our residence halls on campus, last semester alone in one of the residence halls, it ended up being that residents paid $2 for all the damage billing, which equated to about $500 for the entire residence hall. Now granted, $500 may not seem like a lot, but that's $500 that's not going towards the betterment of your education. If you're a professor, you should probably care about this as well. If students decide to improve their actions, your jobs will be made easier. Dr. Wick stated, and I quote, that plagiarism cases can sometimes cost up to 10 hours, and some more like 25. Administration should care about this as well. I'm sure they would much rather spend their time and resources on students who respect the institution than those who are directly violating it on a daily basis. So, what can we do about it? There are many changes that can be made, and they need to be both social and academic, because the Worcester ethic pertains to both of those areas of campus life. We need to start with the signing ceremony. Instead of just having what we currently have, which is the dean of students saying something and the current chairperson, we need to have students speak. Different kinds of students. Students who have been victims of violators of the Worcester ethic, someone who's violated the Worcester ethic, and also students who just care about the community. Also at the ceremony, we need to have it be a little bit more distinguished. Currently it's not taken very seriously, and if students took it more seriously, maybe they would take the ethic more seriously their 4 years on campus. Associate Dean of Students, Dean Crocker, and Dean of Students, Dean Holmes, are currently in the process of framing large versions of the Worcester ethic to put up in formal lounges in the residence halls. This would be, again, a constant reminder that it's not an academic commitment in itself, it's also social. Also, we need to have unsupervised exams, eventually. This isn't to say that students don't need to earn the right first. Academic violations are something that occur all the time, and eventually I think we could get to a point where we don't have to have professors in the classrooms and professors can trust students fully. Lastly, I think we should have a place at the top of all of our major exams, quizzes, and assignments with the Worcester Ethic and a place for a signature next to it. This would be a reminder, past your first year signing ceremony, that you did make a commitment, either if it was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, or even 2 years ago, that you made an academic, you gave your word that you would submit only your original work. So, like I said, in order for this to work, there needs to be an academic change. There needs to be a social change. And if this happens, moral revolution could happen on this campus. By having speakers at the ceremony, it would show that Worcester Ethic doesn't simply refer to one group of students. It refers to everyone. By having unsupervised exams, we would be able to form complete trust bonds between students and professors. I know this can work because it works at Davidson College. David Boyer, a 2009 graduate of Worcester, said in his IS, and I quote, "Davidson College in North Carolina has an astonishingly successful honor code, and as a consequence, provides benefits for students and the institution. Students at Davidson schedule their own exams during exam week in a way that best suits their schedules. Self-scheduled exams provide the opportunity for academic dishonesty, but it doesn't occur." I'm not saying we're Davidson, and it's not even an honor code, it's an ethic, but I still think that we have a future that could possibly have an exam week that looks very similar to the one I just described. This plan will work because it involves both social and academic changes. How do I know? I think that according to a book that is called The Honor Code, How Moral Revolutions Happen, philosopher Anthony Appiah looks into 4 moral revolutions that have occurred over our history in all different parts of the world. Those include ending the dueling in aristocratic England, foot binding in 19th century China, the uprising of ordinary people against Atlantic slavery, and also the honor killings in contemporary Pakistan. And all of these revolutions had a very fast change among the culture to stop those acts. Now, I'm not saying that the Worcester Ethic is equivalent to honor killings in Pakistan, but what I am saying is that all of those revolutions had an honor code that they previously were abiding by, and it switched fast. That could happen here on campus if we have both social and academic changes. So, what are you thinking? What if? What if this doesn't work? What if people decide that at the ceremony they're just not going to pay attention because they've been at these sessions every single day for 3 days? What if people see this opportunity as unsupervised exams as a mere way of having an easy ride out of here? Or what if people think that because they pay $50,000 they can do whatever they want and no one can tell them different? I'm not saying that I know the answer. I'm not saying that if you do X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C will happen. I am saying that I trust this community. I trust this community to do the right thing if we give it the chance. These are risks that we need to take. So, if we have these things happen, we have a positive potential future. Imagine, if you will, you're walking with your friends on a Friday night back to your residence hall, and you see someone knock over a trash can. And instead of reacting with laughter, you and your friends react with disappointment, and you help other people pick up the trash. And if you're lucky, you may even be able to have a conversation with the person who knocked it over saying, "Hey, that's not the kind of community I signed up for, and you didn't either. We deserve better than this." Also imagine if we have final exam week where we don't have to have 5 exams in one day or 2 take-home finals due and a paper. Imagine we could just schedule that on our own time because professors fully trust us. This is possible. You now know that it's important to respect the Worcester Ethic. You know the changes that could happen and what could go wrong. And you also know that the potential of the future is positive. So what can you do? What you can do is by wearing these buttons that Katie's going to nicely pass out for the next week. Just 7 days. And every time you wear that button, or every time someone asks you about that button, you tell them what the Worcester Ethic means to you and its significance. Now, I'm not Dean Holmes, so I can't say this story as eloquently as he can, but the significance of the ethic goes far beyond 2007 when it was created. According to Dean Holmes, oak grove trees, their roots grow together. And the oak grove, the tree that fell down, the lumber from that tree binds the Worcester Ethic book that holds all of our signatures. As you can see on the symbol, the Worcester Ethic is written in those roots, which is symbolic of how we're connected to the ethic through our signature. So, next time you see someone ignoring the Worcester Ethic, know that how you react to that affects your community, and even more so, how if you don't react to that will affect your community.